Hello everyone, you are welcome to today's class. In this class, we want to look at another topic, and that is squares and square roots of numbers. So in this, we'll be looking at the following objectives. So the first one is we want to find the squares of numbers, and the second one, we want to find the square roots of what numbers, and the third one, we want to find the square roots of, this one is the square root of whole numbers, why this one square roots of fractions, why this one square roots of what? Decimal. That's what we want to look at in this video. So the first part, which is square of numbers. So the square of a number is the product of the number and itself. So when you multiply the number by itself, for example, we have square of 2 means 2 times 2. So square of 4, 4 squared means what? 4 multiplied by what? By 4. Right. Well, let's look at it. If you have 1 multiplied by 1, that means 1 squared, and that will give us what? 1. 2 multiplied by itself will give us what? 2 what squared, which is what? 4. 3 multiplied by itself, 3, that is 3 squared, that gives us what? 9. So as far as we can also have 4 multiplied by what? 4, and that gives us what? 4 what squared, and that gives what? 16. So all these, you can see the square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, square of 3 is 9, square of 4 is what? 16. All these ones we have there, this answer here, we call them perfect square. Perfect square. Perfect what? Square. Because their square root, perfect square, their square root will give us a whole number. So which means square of the square root of 1 is what? Will give us 1. Square root of 4 will give us what? 2. Square root of 9 will give us what? 3. Square root of 16 will give us what? 4. Am I with you? So that will lead us to square root of numbers. Square root of numbers. So square root is just the opposite of what? Square. So square root is the opposite of what? Of square. That is the inverse. Square root is the inverse of what? Of square. So which means the answer we are getting in the square of a number will be the opposite. The square root of this one will be this one, 4. So that means we are saying that square root, for example, square root of 16 of 9, square root of 9, if we break 9 into 2, that will be 3 multiplied by what? 3. So square root of this, that means it's equal to what? 3. We just pick one of these, and which will give us what? 3. And also, this 3, if you have minus 3 times minus 3, it will also give us what? 9. So square root of 9 would either be minus 3 or what? Plus 3. That's what we're trying to say here. So square root of this, because minus 3 times minus 3 will give us what? 9. Am I with you? So therefore we can also say that square root of 9 is what? Is also minus 3. That means that square root of a positive number will give us 2 answers. One positive, one negative. So we want to write, therefore we can say that square root of 9 equals to plus or minus what? Minus 3. Am I making sense? So mostly square root of a positive perfect square will give us what? 2 numbers. One positive, one negative. But in this, we want to look at the positive aspect of the square root. That's what we want to look at. We are not looking at the negative aspect. When we get to the topic that we're going to need it, we're going to let you know. Oh, I'm making sense here. So the next stage now is for us to now look at. Let's look at examples on how to find the square root of whole numbers. There are some that we can find. Square root of 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 144, 169, and so on and so forth. So we can find out, you can put those ones into memory. But when we have large whole numbers, how are you going to go about it? That's what I want to show you in this video. I hope I'm making sense. Alright, let's look at that. Alright, square roots of whole numbers. So let's start with this first one. Whole numbers, we have this example. Find the values of the following. We have square root of 576, square root of 9,216, and square root of 2,500. How are we going to go about this? So let's look at this. Solutions. So the first one, square root of 576. So we're going to apply what we call our prime factor method. So using prime factor method, that's the easiest method. So using prime factor method, prime what? Factors method. So what does that mean? It means that we are going to express the number as product of its prime factor. We'll now divide them into 2 and see what we're going to have. So let's start this. So that means we're going to have 576. So the first prime number that we have here is 2, and 2 can divide this because it ends with a prime number with an even number which is 6. So 2 here, that is 2, 2 here, that is 8, that is 8. 2 can still go, that is 1, 4, 4. 2 can still go, 7, 2. 2 can still go, this is 3, 6. 2 can go, that is 18. 2 can go, that is 9. Then the next number that can go is 3. So 3 can go here, that is 3. 3 here is also 3. So what are we going to do? We are going to group them in 2s so that we can have a number multiplying itself. That's the purpose. So let's have 1, 2, 3. Right. So we have 6, 2 appears 6 times. So we can group them in 3 so that we have 2, 2. So we are going to have 1, 2. So this one will give us 1, and this one will give another one. Then we can then say here now that 576 is the same thing as saying 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. That is 1. The second one will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So look at what I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divide 6 into 2, you have 3. So we have 2 times 2 times 2, 3 2's, right? Then 3 appears twice. So put 1 here, put 1 here. So we can let's multiply this on 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2 is 8 times 3 is what? 24. That is 24 times what? 24. That's what it means. Am I with you? So now putting the square root on it. 576 square root now. So square root. So that means square root of 576 is what? You just pick one of this one, and that gives what? 24. I hope this is very clear. So that's how to apply that method there. Alright? So let's look at the second example. Number 2, we have square root of 9,216. The same thing here. So we're going to have it expressed as product of prime factors. So 9216. So 2 can still go here. 2, this is 4, 6, this is 0, and this is 8. 2 here, 2, 3, 0, 4. 2 can still go. 1, 1, 5, 2. 2 can still go. This gives 5, and carry 1, this is 7, and this is 6. So 5, 7, 6, which is this one. So which we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3. So this one will be very long, right? Very long. So that means we're going to have 2 here, 2, 8, 8. 2 here, 1, 4, 4. 2 here, 7, 2. 2 here, that is 3, 6. 2 here, 18. 2 here, 9. And 3 here, 3. 3 here, 1. As you can see, so we are going to count how many 2s we have there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are going to have them 5, 5. Then plus 3, 3. So we're going to have this. That's going to be equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. That is one part. Then the other part times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. That's the second part. I hope I'm making sense. Alright, so 2 multiplied by 2, that gives 4, 8, 16, 32. 32 times 3. This is 6, that's 96. So that is going to be 96 multiplied by what? 96. So we can then say square root of 96 times what? 96, which means going to be what? 96. So if you multiply it by itself, so 96 multiplied by 96, that's what we're going to get. 96 times 96. 6 times 6, 36, we have 3. 6 times 9, 54, plus 6, 57, we have 5 left, or 5, 57 here, right? 9 times 6, also 54, we write 4, carry 5. 9 times 9, 81, plus 6, 86. Let's add, this is 6, this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 9. 9 to 1, 6. As you can see, if you do the same thing here, you're going to get the same answer. I hope this is very clear. So that is that on that. We can do that. So the next one, which is the last example here, under square root of whole numbers. So we have this. So let me solve it here. Now, we're going to adopt another method under this one because, so we have, this one ends with 0, 0. Number 3, it ends with what? 0, 0 here. So we can, when you have this 2500, we can as well write as 25 times 100. That gives us that. So we can separate this to be square root of 25 multiplied by square root of what? 100. So what square root of 25? That one is known to us. That is 5 times square root of 100. That gives us 10. So we can therefore 5 times 10 is what? 50. So which means square root of 2500 is what? Is 50. As you can see, that is very straightforward. So that is how to find the square root of a large whole number. So we have this method. So I also have using prime factors method. So let's look at how to find the square root of a fraction and a decimal together. Alright, square root of fractions and decimals. So we have these examples. So let's start with the first one here. Solutions. So we have the first one is square root of 625 divided by what? 100. So this one is very straightforward. What you are meant to do here, if you cannot quickly recall the square root of 625, use the method we just finished now. 625, 5 can go here 1, this is 0, 5, 5 can go here 2, 5 here 1, 3 can go here, 6, 5 here 1, remainder 1, this will give us, so this will give us 2, right? Remainder 2, that is 5, 5 can go here, 2, remainder 2 in 25, 5 can go here, 5 can go here 1. So that means 25 times 25. So that means 25, 5 times 5, in brackets, then times 5 times 5. That is 25. So which means we're going to find the square root of the numerator divided by the square root of what? The denominator. So what's square root of numerator here? 25. That's it here. Divided by square root of 100 is what? 10. So since it is given a fraction, we reduce to its lowest step. So 5 can go here 5, 5 can go here what? 2. That is 2 whole number, 1 over 2. This will give us a final answer. I hope this is very clear. I hope I'm not too fast. Okay. Now number 2. Number 2 here. So we have square root of 98 divided by what? 32. If you look at the two numbers we have here, both the numerator and the denominator, they are not perfect square. So you now be wondering, how are you going to find the square root? Don't be afraid, it's very simple. So what you should do is that reduce, since there's a number that is a factor that can go in 98 and can also go in 32, try to reduce it first. Reduce it first and see what you're going to get. Whether you're going to get it perfect, you're going to get perfect squares for both of them or not. So if you can't, continue to reduce it until you get what? Perfect squares for both of them. In that case, so 2 can divide 98 and 2 can also divide what? 32. So 2 here, that is 4. Remainder what? Remainder 1. 2 in 18, that is 9. divided by 2 in 32, that is 16. So you notice now that 49 is a perfect square, 16 is also what? A perfect square. So in that case, we find our answer. So square root of 49 gives us 7. While square root of 16 gives us 4. So is that unique answer like this? Or you change it to what? Mixed number. That's going to give us what? One whole number, 3. So 4 in 7, that is 1. Remainder what? 3. All over what? 4. That gives the final answer. I believe this is coming interesting, right? Alright, let's look at the third one. The third one, you can see what we have in the third one is quite different from the first two. So we have a mixed fraction. So 2 whole number, 21 all over what? 27. So what we are expected to do here is to change the mixed number to what? Improper fraction. You've learned how to do that. So that should not be a problem. But we don't know that. Let's do it again. So what I'm going to do is 2 multiplied by 27. That is 27 multiplied by 2. So this gives what? 14 carry 1 plus the 2 times 2, that is 4. 4 plus 1, that is 5. I have multiplied the whole number by the what? The denominator. So the next step is to add the answer to the numerator. That means 54 plus 21. So I'm going to have 5 here. I'm going to have 75. I have what? 75. Hope I'm making sense. 75 divided by what? 27. Now, look at this stage again. So 75 is not the perfect square. How are you going to do this? This is not possible. It is possible. Just calm down. So what you expect to do here is that 75 is not the perfect square. 27 is also not the perfect, just like the case of this one, this number 2 here. So you are going to do the same thing. Look for a number that can divide both of them. If you look at 75, 5 can go in 75, 5 cannot go in 27. If you say no numbers that can go, no. Check. Can 3 go in 27? 3 can go in 27. What about 75? 7 plus 5 gives what? 12. So 3 can go in 12. I've explained the divisibility rule. Just take one of the videos in my channel. You see the rules of this to know if a particular number can divide a particular number. There are some steps you need to follow before you know that. So since 7 plus 5 gives 12 and 3 can divide 12, that means that 3 can divide what? 75. So we are not going to use 3 to divide. We use 3 to divide. So 3 in 7, that gives what? 2. Remainder 1. 3 in 15, that gives what? 5. Then 3 in 27, that gives what? 9. You can now see that we got what? Perfect squares. So 25 is a perfect square, 9 is also a perfect square. So square root of 25 is what? 5. Square root of 9 is what? Is 3. So you can see that our answer will then be what? 1 whole number, 2 all over what? 3. Or you leave it as 5 over 3, depending on what you are given in the option. So that is that on question number 3. And the last question is on decimal. So I'm going to do this one. Number 4. So we have square root of 0.0049. Now what we're going to do, you can see we can't find the square root straight here. So what we're expected to do is to change the decimal to fraction. So we change decimal to what? Fraction. How are we going to do that? So what we are going to do, when you are changing decimals to fraction, this is what you should do. So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is 49. Just pick the significant digit there, which is 49, that is 49. Divided by 1. So you now go back. How many digits do you have after the decimal place? After the decimal point, rather. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you add 4 zeros here. 4 zeros. So in that case, you're going to have square root. So that means we have square root of 49 divided by what? Square root of what? 10,000. So what is square root of 49? That is 7. Square root of 10,000 is 100. So 100 times 100 will give you what? 10,000. So that is it. So the answer here is what? 7 over what? 100. So that is that on square root. You notice something in this video that I don't dwell much on squares, because squares just multiply the number by itself. Simple, you know the square, that's all. So it is square root I dwell much on. And that's just, this is where we're going to stop in this video. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you want to put on your notification bell so that anytime I release video like this, you'll be the first to get notification of it and benefit from it. And if you have any question, put it in the comment section and if you find this video useful, write it in the comment section that this video is very useful. Put it there and make sure you give us a big thumb up. Share the video with your family and friends. So we'll meet in our next class. Bye for now.